Welcome back to the Bristol Music Show. We've got a slight jazz theme for you this week, which is why we're here stood outside the world-famous Old Duke.
Yep, also later on in the show, Calais is back with the Bristol Homegrown Network, and we're going to be speaking to some of the city's best jazz artists. But first up, it's our live session for today, and it's coming from The Forge, which is a brand new venue in Colston Yard. This is the Duval Project.
Than you. Lemons are sweeter than you were when you looked at me with those spinning wheels, kaleidoscopes of frenzy, frantic colors. I understand. I need no words. It's tangible. Tastes like dirt. Smoke is in my eyes. Everything fades. The spinning wheel spins, rims of kaleidoscope dreams. The spinning wheel spins, rims of kaleidoscope dreams. My pupils how to dance, and wonder at the light again. It's a flight, tickle my fancy. It is all so very fancy, and grown as the sky, and that's the possibility, yes. And although you color my sky with a cloud of white, spinning wheel spins, rims of kaleidoscope dreams. The spinning wheel spins, rims of kaleidoscope dreams. The spinning wheel spins, rims of kaleidoscope dreams. The spinning wheel spins, rims of kaleidoscope.
What is jazz music? Lots of people have a certain perception of jazz and an idea of what jazz is, and sometimes that perception is old guys in tweed clothes playing boring music with no melody and no rhythm that goes on for far too long, you know. And so that is true sometimes. But I mean, jazz is such a broad term, and it encapsulates lots of different styles of music. Jazz is a really an umbrella for lots of different types of improvised music music. From my understanding, jazz music has always been a reactive music, so musicians reacting to each other as well as reacting to what's actually going on in the world.
The thing is, you can try and put yourself in a box and define what you do, but at the end of the day, like, so for the original music that I write, I think you've just got to write what comes from your heart, really. You know, you've just got to write what you enjoy, what you believe in, rather than writing music to fit into a box.
And the voice that's loud through its joys and fears, then the two hearts.
I personally became involved in jazz, recovering from a training accident when I used to do messed up cycle racing. And in the recovery time, I went to a friend of mine introduced me to a local jazz club. And, I bought a clarinet the next day. It was made that an impression on me. We played sort of anything we think we can handle, but some of the more recent stuff we don't touch because it's not our scene at all, really.
You know, hip-hop groups, for example, like Tribe Called Quest and people like that, they were sampling jazz records, like sampling records with Ron, the bass player Ron Carter, and then using those samples and fusing them with other drum beats, sample from James Brown and things like that, to make hip-hop records. So really, you could say that hip-hop is an evolution of jazz music in the first instance of it. I'm a jazz fan and a hip-hop fan, and I love playing all those different kinds of music, and they're all connected.
The Colston Hall being here just reminds me of the Bristol Jazz Festival that's been happening, I think, have we just had our 3rd or 4th year? And it's such a great weekend because all the Bristol jazz musicians come along, and it just really shows how, I know it sounds a bit corny, but it's like a big family.
Playing in the Duke shows that it is accessible to everybody. People who come in who know they don't like jazz, but they come in here and they have a good night. And I expect serving at the bar helps a bit as well. They go out happy.
I think Bristol's a lot more accessible than any other place in the UK, I think.
Yeah.
Because jazz can be very cliquey.
This is a very friendly scene.
But I don't think it is in Bristol. I don't think it is cliquey.
No, it's a very friendly scene here. Most people are good friends and hang out and, and respect each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's not like, I guess in London it has that kind of hard-edged feel to it.
Yeah, more competitive element as well to it, I think. I think here everyone tends to sort of like, I can go and sit in with other bands around here, and that's great. I don't see that as much in London.
My name is Peter Maller, and I'm the founder of Cone magazine. Cone is a media platform which focuses on music, art and culture. Back in 2014, I was working a really dull job for a software company. I'd been reading into blogging quite a bit at the time, so I just decided to have a go myself. It was quite a casual approach, but a lot of the elements of my job at the time really fed into that. We tried to give a voice to underrepresented artists and focus on well-made, meritable work or engaging, relevant stories. I've been lucky to have some amazing people on board from the beginning, and I think that's been one of the biggest blessings for Cone. And from last year, we had a few videographers come on board. So we launched Cone TV, and that's probably been one of my most favourite things really about the magazine, is creating video features and documentaries. My aim with Cone is to continue to build relationships with creatives, to form new ways of sharing content, and to just help to develop the different aspects of the magazine. I think what makes Cone different is that, much like myself, I don't like to sit still for too long. So I like to go through that process of trying new things, seeing if it works, and if it doesn't, that process of trial and error not only just keeps things interesting, but takes you to new places that you might not have thought of.
Thanks to Pete, and still to come on the Bristol Music Show, we continue our live session with the Duval Project, and Calais is back with more from the Bristol Homegrown network. But now, Dr. Meaker released their second album on the 1st of July, 8 years after their debut album, A Lesson from the Speaker. Dirt and Soul features an array of Bristol vocalists, including Romaine Smith, on this track, Remedy.
About what you don't understand, don't seem to care what they mean. Why is it sadness chooses me? Don't need a doctor in the house, you're the only remedy.
Welcome back to the Bristol Music Show. We'll be talking to Marie and Gary from the Duval Project shortly before they perform another live track. But now, over to Calais.
So welcome back, my name is Calais. You're now locked into the Bristol Homegrown segment with myself. Big shout out to the Bristol Music crew. We are going live from the Genesis store in Easton. We are giving you a brand new, and I mean brand new, exclusive piece from Beyond Rap in Southwest. We also take a look at our brand new spoken word segment with Muteteli. Make sure you stay locked in, do not go nowhere, please.
I've had a harder life. You can hear the realness in every single bar I write. Getting money's just always been a part of life. You wanna eat? I got the recipe. Dark or
my name's Ellis. I'm from Bristol, Albany, St. Paul's.
Popping off, gotta supply the line. I should be writing bars, but can't find the time. There's always time to grind. I got a lust for getting head from the queen. If you ain't about P, you wouldn't get what it means.
I've always been a fan of music. My dad's into music. He's a sound man. My brother used to rap and that, or MC, that's the grime days, or garage days actually. So I've always been around music. But I started music, I used to go up Aubrey Court, they used to have a Dex and mic up there, innit? So I started going up there, and I just had a passion for it. Yeah, that's how it started, really. Crazy put me on radio for the first time, and it started from there, really.
I'm from a place where the youths don't go work, they're selling it. And little girls are having kids for the hell of it. 4 council flat and child benefits. Things ain't the same now. Since Caff and Nick's closed down, it seems like a ghost town. Spider passed away and Drummy ain't about no more. On bank holidays, nobody comes
Different
out.
range of music, really. I think they're on this new wave, so everyone kind of sounds the same, but mine is more original. So I think that's why I bring the rawness, really. Just the reality of life.
It still feels like the other day, although you ain't here, you're still living in our memories. It still feels like the other day, it's crazy how I still remember things that you said to me. It still feels like the other day, I hope that when I get there you'll be waiting for me at the gates. It still feels like the other day, anytime I close my eyes I can still see you.
Inspired by life, my surroundings, what I grew up around. What I want in the future, that's what inspires me. I wouldn't say a person inspires me, but I listen to a lot of music, so the music I listen to is also inspiration, you get me? That's what it is.
It's all lies, it's all lies. The only thing real and genuine in this world is a mother's cries. No one sees the tears behind her eyes. No one hears the lies behind. I'm okay. I'm fine. Rivers flow through the windows of eyes. Don't follow the flow. Not everyone has the same goal. Melodies to my soul. Go for your own goal. Life, what does it mean? Wrapped up in a much bigger scheme. Like Martin King's I Had a Dream. Staying strong for every day, the good die young. It's all lies, it's all lies.
Well, that's about it for this week on the Bristol Music Show. It's been a bit of a jazz special. I've quite enjoyed it. I'm quite a fan of jazz. What about you?
I like jazz. You have to like jazz, don't you? Because isn't it in every type of music? There's some roots in jazz.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll be finding out, I suppose. So, have you got a favourite? Bristol?
I saw the violinist John Pierce recently. He is amazing.
Plays with the Duval Project.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
What about you?
I don't like when you ask me. I don't know, there's so many, isn't there? I have to say, James Morton, who we spoke to earlier, is pretty amazing on the saxophone. And as a former saxophone player, I think he's pretty great. But yeah, there's loads. So if you haven't seen any jazz in Bristol, go and check them out. Probably the best place to come is here, the Old Duke. We're going to love you and leave you. What's coming up next week?
Next week we've got a rapping violinist, Mike Dennis, which sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And we're also checking out an electronic open mic night in Bristol. I think it's one of the only ones.
Yeah, it's just started, called Check One. But now we're going to leave you with our last live session, and of course it's the Duval Project at the Forge. See you next week.
Bye.
Now you guys have been a little bit quiet for maybe the last year or so, so what have you been up to?
Go.
Yeah, I guess we released the EP 2 years ago now, I think, maybe 3 years ago. So yeah, we have been a bit quiet. But
Time flies, it's crazy. Yeah.
But we have been, I've been touring with other bands and stuff, and Marie's got her own project as well with an Afrobeat sort of band, and so yeah, Duval's been it's been going slowly, but we're writing new stuff and all prepped for new stuff towards the end of the year. And we are playing new stuff in the set now, so yeah, it's all coming along.
Do you prefer doing the stuff where you're performing your own stuff, or actually do you quite like going and doing a session where you don't have to think about it so much?
The big sessions that I do tend to fund the sort of like the local stuff that I do. So I always wanted to be a session musician, so that's great, that's what I'm doing. And then, but touring and session work, that's like being in the Matrix, that's how I describe it. And then I come back to the real world and do things that I also enjoy doing, and where my heart kind of lies, I think, which is, with Duval Project and local jazz, R&B, sort of funk and soul kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, same for me really. It's kind of session work is, a job basically, and it can be quite fun.
Still an enjoyable job. Yeah,
it's an enjoyable job. Yeah, you can do some quite fun stuff, some quite random stuff sometimes. I did this kind of crazy thing where I was rapping on like a children's song like recently.
Great.
Yeah, that was cool. No. But yeah, like stuff like that. So it can be quite cool, and obviously,
Yeah, that is the cool thing about session stuff, is you do so many different things. So that's, one minute you're rapping on children's songs, and the next minute doing something completely different. So it's great. But
obviously, the best thing is when you've written something and you perform it or you record it, and and you're working on that, and that's just the best thing.
Little baby.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So back to what you're doing at the moment then. Obviously you've heard some new stuff from you, so does that mean you're working on an EP or album?
I think we're going to do an album. Yeah, we need to do a full length, and yeah, we're writing at the moment, and yeah, we're on a little mission to make a nice full length album, record some more stuff. I think we're going to record some stuff over the next few months. Yeah.
And what we're writing, I'm pleased with what we're writing. Even though, like you said, that to start off with, it is a slow process. But everything that we're writing, we're quite pleased with, aren't we? So it's going to be, it is going to be good.
Is it the two of you that write?
Yeah.
Yeah, we start it off for sure. And for the album, I think, we're definitely into the whole collaborating with the rest of the band members. But we start off the process, I guess, in just with the keys. And Gary might build a kind of rough track on the old Logic. Are you using Logic at the moment?
I am using Logic.
Yeah.
I don't think people will be interested.
No, well maybe.
Logic,
some people love it. Yeah.
Anyway,
so we start it off like that, and then we take the kind of structure and we take it to the guys, and then they all add some magic, fairy dust, and
there it is.
there we go.
History. of many minds. How long since you rewrote your life? How far do we go back to find if what we remember is only a lie? Yeah. Past events, subject to memory. Memory is inauthentic. Going back is futile if you try. Disappointment you will find. Gotta look straight ahead. Oh, gotta look straight ahead. Go. And I'll be running around here naked like a baby. Shall we go back to the start? When we were together before we started apart. If that's the way it's gonna be, and I'll be running around here naked like a baby. Running around here naked like a baby. History, part of many minds. How long since you rewrote your life? How far do we go back to find if what we remember is only a lie? Yeah. Activists, subject to memory. Try